Yes, guys, Larry from the GRP back again with another topic, and this one is a few days old, but I thought it was a really interesting one to bring to y'all. And if you remember, just maybe a few days to a week ago, Quentin Tarantino made some comments about Marvel actors not being movie stars, and directors on Marvel films being looking for jobs basically for hire or something like that. Well, Samuel L. Jackson, who's a massive movie star and obviously plays Nick Fury in the Marvel movies, has challenged Quentin Tarantino over Marvel actors being movie stars. And he actually says himself, Chadwick Boseman is a movie star. Ooh, that's going to be a touchy one. So this comes to us via Variety. And it says, Quentin Tarantino and Samuel Jackson are longtime friends and collaborators, but they don't necessarily see eye to eye when it comes to Marvel actors being movie stars. Tarantino ignited a fierce debate on social media this month when he said that Marvel actors are not movie stars. In Tarantino's view, it's the character of Captain America that is the movie star and gets people into the theatre, and not Chris Evans. Jackson somewhat challenged that claim during an interview on The View. It takes an actor to be those particular characters, and the sign of movie stardom has always been what? Asses in seats. What are we talking about? Jackson said when asked about Tarantino's comment. That's not a big controversy for me to know that apparently these actors are movie stars. Chadwick Boseman is Black Panther. You can't refute that, and he's a movie star. Jackson is a staple of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Nick Fury. Tarantino was on the Two Bears, One Cave podcast in mid-November when he first claimed that Marvel actors aren't movie stars. Part of the Marvelization of Hollywood is you have all these actors who have become famous playing these characters, Tarantino said. But they are not movie stars, right? Captain America is the star, or Thor is the star. I mean, I'm not the first person to say that. I think that's been said a zillion times. But it's like, it's these franchise characters that become the star. Jackson has long championed his role of Nick Fury, which he has been playing since he first popped up in the end credits of 2008's Iron Man. Speaking to the Los Angeles Times in June, Jackson said that he'd rather play Nick Fury than take on any Oscar-baiting roles. I don't blame him. And I was never going to let the Oscars be a measure of my success or failure as an actor, Jackson said. My yardstick of success is my happiness. Am I satisfied with what I am doing? I'm not doing statue chasing movies. If you do this movie, you'll win an Oscar. No thanks. I'd rather be Nick Fury, or having fun being Mace Windu with a lightsaber in my hand. Jackson will return as Nick Fury in the Disney Plus limited series Secret Invasion, set to stream in 2023. And that is it. First of all, I have to say I commend Samuel Jackson on his view of acting success. Because it's something that I've always said, and I think the boys agree with me as well. I'm not, obviously being a professional actor myself, I'm not after Oscars or awards, to be honest with you. If I get them, that's nice. But I'm after doing work that I want to do and work that I find fun, because that's why I'm in acting in the first place. It's something that I enjoy doing, as most actors do. You can't be in acting for money, because most actors don't make money. And don't get me wrong, obviously I've made money in my acting career, but not a huge amount of money by any means. I mean, I don't live on my acting money at all. So, I do it for the enjoyment mainly. If the money comes, fantastic. But, at the end of the day, I'm doing something that I enjoy. And that seems to be the view that Jackson has. And I've always said as well that being a comic book head as myself, I would rather play Luke Cage than being some, as he put it, as Jackson put it, an Oscar baiting movie where, oh, I might win an Oscar, or I might, I might win this award, and I might win an Emmy or BAFTA or whatever. I'm not interested. That's not a measure of my success as an actor. And that's not a measure of what I want to do as an actor. I would be perfect if I was to be given Luke Cage today. I would be perfectly fine playing just Luke Cage for the next 15 years. I'll walk. Listen, I'd do it even past that. Come on set with my Zimmer frame and play Luke Cage. I don't care. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. There's other stuff that I'd like to do as well as an actor. I'm very versatile as an actor, and I like to do a lot of things as an actor. But what I'm saying is that I would enjoy comic book movies the most, comedies, gross out comedies probably the most. They're not Oscar bait movies, and I don't care. And it seems from what Jackson has said, nor does he. He just, and you can see it from his career. He's done movies that, yes, some of them could be considered Oscar-worthy movies. I won't say Oscar bait, but Oscar-worthy movies. But he's not doing it for that. He's doing it because it's a script that he has read and wants to be involved in. So I get that side of things. Now, I will give Quentin Tarantino his due in that he's partly right when he talks about the characters are the stars, not the actors. It's partially true, because as a Marvel head, or as a comic book head in general, it is the characters that draw me to the cinema, right? And that is true. But I would also say that the person playing the character, to a certain extent, draws me to the film as well. So obviously, if the film hasn't been cast well, and they've got some Yahoo playing, I don't know, Captain America, they got some skinny guy who hasn't bulked up and hasn't worked out and, done any fighting, combat skills or anything like that, and you can see it, well, why am I going to watch the movie? I don't care if it's Captain America. I don't care. I really don't. It's, some guy just not in shape, and I'm not interested. So that's why I think it is partially true, but not all the way true. And as Samuel Jackson says, you're not going to tell me Chadwick Boseman's not a movie star. And you're not going to tell me that, because Chadwick Boseman is an example of a guy becoming a movie star from the Marvel movies, because not a lot of people knew about Chadwick Boseman. I mean, if you're a guy like me who's an actor, or you watched a lot of films that are not like, box office noteworthy, like 42, the Jackie Robinson story, like the James Brown story, which Chadwick excelled in both of those films. If you didn't watch those films, you didn't really know who Chadwick was, and those films weren't universally watched. So most people did not know who Chadwick was when he got the Black Panther role. And it was the Black Panther role that made him a major star. So Samuel Jackson was actually right to bring up Chadwick Boseman in that instant, because that, Marvel did make him a star. I would have to also mention Simu Liu, because Simu Liu had a lot. Simu Liu actually had an article in when he was calling out Quentin Tarantino for the comments that he made, and I would say that Simu Liu, while I wouldn't say he's a movie star, he's definitely a star in the making. There's definitely a guy who's gotten a lot more notoriety, a lot more fame, because he's been in a Marvel movie. He's been a lead in a Marvel movie. In fact, Simu Liu also alludes to the fact that these Marvel movies have allowed people of other backgrounds or colors, that not just white people, to be leads in movies. And he says that Tarantino and the like Scorsese and the other ones who bash Marvel films are harkening back to a day like the 80s, when it was mainly white guys as leads almost exclusively, and he's right. Let's be honest, he's not wrong. Marvel has afforded a lot of people, a lot of different people, lead roles that wouldn't all necessarily have gotten a lead role. So I have to commend Marvel in that aspect. Um, so yeah, Simu Liu's another one who we probably wouldn't. I didn't know who Simu, because I only knew about Simu Liu. Um, I heard Simu Liu's name in a John Campea show because he watches Kim's Convenience. I've never seen Kim's Convenience, but it's a series I think on Netflix. Correct me if I'm wrong on the comments. That Simu Liu's on, and apart from all accounts, it's very good. But most people haven't watched that, so most people only know Simu Liu from Shang-Chi. Um, so again, that kind of smacks in the face of what Quentin Tarantino was trying to say, really. Um, I would argue actually that Chris Hemsworth was another one, because I don't really know who Chris Hemsworth. Well, I heard his name actually. We did see him in a few things, but he wasn't a star. He wasn't a star by any means, and I think the Thor films have made him a star. So Quentin Tarantino really, while I understand what he's trying to say, he's not. He's partially right, and when I say partially, just a touch, because I've just given you three examples there where guys were made movie stars because of the Marvel films. So I just don't understand why these directors have a need to bash Marvel in particular, but comic book films in general. I just don't see. I don't see what Just because your films are not the biggest grossing films anymore. Is that what it is? You're not the talk of the town anymore. Is that what it is? I don't understand. Like, everyone's got their lane. Everyone's got there's enough room for everyone. And just because your films are not the biggest grossing films anymore like they used to be, or people are not talking about your films like they used to, you're still making your films. If anything, these Marvel films, these big box office Marvel films, are allowing you to make your films because they're bringing all the money into the box office, which is then giving the studios more profit to allow you to make your films. So you should really be grateful, you guys. Really. Like, it's just getting ridiculous now. But anyway, let's see what you guys have to say about this. What do you think about what Quentin Tarantino had to say, and what Samuel Jackson's response was? And do you agree with Samuel Jackson, or do you agree with Quentin Tarantino? Leave me some comments down below and let me know what you think, please. And with that said, the show is over. So, guys, please, thank you. Thank you for being with me. I know it's just me. The guys will be back soon. Don't worry. But thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for just being supportive of our channel in general. We will be doing some more live streams coming up to the Christmas period and New Year, and then into the New Year we'll be doing a lot more live streams, with live streaming being how the show will go on after a certain period. So yeah, we'll let you all guys know in due course when everything's going to take place. So don't you worry, you'll be well informed. So please, guys, catch us on all our social media handles. Catch us on our IMDB pages. See what we're up to. And any messages, please email into the show. It's all in the description. Links all in the description down below. And from me, guys, ta-ta.